Hi guys, and welcome back to this lesson where we're going to be discussing changing the layout links based on the logged in status of a user. We're going to be adding links to allow a user to log out, for user settings, for listing all users, and for the current user's profile page. In a later lesson, we're going to achieve these in a drop-down menu called Account. We're going to be using an if-else statement inside embedded Ruby to help achieve all of what I've just mentioned. An if-else statement will allow us to show one set of links to a logged in user and another set of links to a logged out user. To achieve this, we first need to add a logged_in boolean method. And as we know, our boolean methods end with a question mark. A customer is logged in if there is a current user in the session. So if current_user is not nil. To check this condition, we'll use the not operator, which is written as an exclamation point. And you'll hear other developers calling it a bang. So let's now go to app, helpers and session helper, which I probably have open from the last lesson. I do, here it is here, sessions_helper. And below our last method, or the last method that we added in, current_user, let's add in def logged_in question mark for our boolean. And as I say, exclamation mark, which is the not operator, current, so not current user, _.nil, question mark, end. Save that. What we now need to do is make changes to our layout links. So head over to app, views, layouts, and into the header partial. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go there, so in app, views, layouts, and here's my header partial here. I'm going to pause this video, make some changes and come back and go through them with you. So I'll see you in a moment. Hi guys, and welcome back. So as you can see, I've made some code changes starting at line 9 and ending at line 24. So what have we got? Well, you can see here we start off with an if statement. So if logged in is true, do the following. Link to users. So we haven't added in the user's path just yet. Now we have added in some CSS, which will make use of Bootstrap and give us drop-down options. So you can see here, drop down. Now, again, our link here is just a stub, so this won't go anywhere just yet. But when it does, it'll go to an account section of our application. As you can see on line 15, we have an unordered class, which gives us an unordered drop-down menu. And within that drop-down menu, we're going to have a link to our profile, so the current user's profile, settings. Again, we don't have a link just to that yet, or we don't have a path to that just yet. And we'll have a divider, which will just be a straight line. And then we'll have a logout option. And finally, we have the other part of our if-else statement, the else piece, which is a link to log in if you are not logged in. So if logged in is no, down here. So if the user is not logged in, give them the option to log in. Now, for the drop-down menu to work, we need to add Bootstrap's custom JavaScript library to our application. We also need to add the jQuery library. Firstly, we install jQuery and Bootstrap's JavaScript library in our application. And to do that, we do the following. Go down here to our terminal and type in yarn add jQuery at, so the at symbol, and the version number is 3.4.1. Follow that with space, Bootstrap. Make sure I'm spelling that right. S-T-R-A-P, Bootstrap, again at symbol. And the version number is the same actually, 3.4.1. Hit enter. Okay, that all looks good. Next, we need to edit Webpack's environment file so that jQuery is available to our application. So head over to config webpack environment.js. So over here, config environments, config webpack, then environments.js. Here we are. Now just let me pause this. I'm going to add in some code and come back now to you in just a moment. Okay guys, here we are back, and as you can see, I've added in several lines of code here to our environments.js file. Now we don't need to know too much about this code, so I'm not going to go through it as it's beyond the scope of this lesson. Next, we need to add jQuery and import Bootstrap in our application.js file. And to do that, we go to App JavaScript Packs. So on the left hand side here, make sure I've saved this file. I have now. So on the left hand side, go to App JavaScript. So let's have a look here. That's config, tests, app, go up here. Oh, where's JavaScript? There it is there. App JavaScript packs application.js. So after line 9, require brackets, double quotation marks, jQuery. Next, import, no brackets this time, just double quotation marks, Bootstrap. There we go. Now let's save that. So what I want to do now is I just want to clear up down here in my terminal, just clear this and start the server. Okay, server working. Let me jump over to it. Here we are. Let me refresh. Hopefully we have no errors. No, okay, looks good. So here we are here in our application. So let's go and log in as a valid user. So click login. And that is not working because it still has a stub piece of code. So the URL has not been inputted. I should have input that. So here we are back in our code editor. And as you can see, I haven't put in the login path or the login route here. So I simply need to say login_path. There we go. Save that. Let's try this one more time. Refresh and click login. There we go. So what have we got? So Tony@example.com, password, and login. There we go. Perfect. So over here in the top right hand side, you can see account. Click on that. We have a nice drop down menu, nice and sharp looking. Profile and settings. So as you can see, Bootstrap does a lot of work for us here. It shapes our drop down menu. When we hover over settings, it gives us a gray highlight, profile and settings. And we have a logout and we have a divider. Perfect. So as we know now, these links are only available to logged in users. What we need to do now is close the browser. So let me close the browser. And let's reopen the browser and see if we're still logged in or if our application has forgot our logged in status. Here we are back. Let's go local. And as you can see in the top right hand side, we are still logged in. So we're going to have to take a look at that in a later lesson. But for the moment, that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next lesson.